Judith Adams. So welcome to Never Not Here.
Thank you.
So they tell me you like poems.
Oh, I love poems, yes.
Are you writing them also, or are you collecting them, or what?
No, I read a lot of poetry, but I also write it. That's what's so wonderful about Woodby Island. You can sort of hunker down in the mist and write. Which is
right.
Great. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So are you published, or what have you done with your poems?
Well, I publish my own books and do CDs, and I've had a couple of children's books published in England. And then I do readings, which usually includes some music. It always includes music, actually.
So are there like poetry societies on Whitby, or people gather and share poetry, or listen, or how does it work?
There is that, but when I do my poetry, I usually do an evening of poetry of mostly my own work, but other people's as well. And then I have some local artists play music. That's how we usually do it.
What's the type of music you like? Just so I get
cello.
it right.
I love cello music.
Cello.
With poetry, it goes particularly well. It's really lovely. Yeah.
Any piece in particular?
Oh, not really. I mean, there's the well-known cello pieces like the Swan, but all cello music really fits poetry, I think. It just happens to go very well with the spoken word.
Is this one of your books?
This is.
Can we see it?
Yeah. Can you see it?
We can. What's it called?
This is called I Want to Die Nice and Easy.
There's a lot of butterflies on there.
There is, yeah. That was the graphic designer. It's quite clever. And this book really, this poem, I Want to Die Nice and Easy, came from a spiritual, which is, I belonged to this choir and we sang it, and I began to think about that. And that's how I came up with this poem, which is...
Would you like to share it with us?
Yeah.
Please.
Okay. I want to die nice and easy. Pack up the extravagant life machines and leave in your silent shoes with your plans for the future. Call in the musicians, the drums as well. Send the harps home for the births. Bring in my children, my superstars. I want to tell them there are no rules, only the obligations of the heart. Refuse all other regurgitation and the cold fat of small talk. Bold conversation and silliness is sacred. Open the windows for the root smell, the winter's sleeping. It is the earth, the landscape that makes this so difficult. The row of trees, the hills, the frost on the ridges, the tufts of grass at the closing of the gate, the grand sweep of it all. These are the riches, and I the miser. Give me one last day walking on the headlands. Also, I want to repeat my homecomings. The sight of the cathedral at Christmas, the kettle on in the quiet of the kitchen, and the level-headedness of the day's chores, the innocence before the sobering truths of history. Do not rush me. Your prayers are good, but they may be too confining for the place I'm going. So keep them brief. Light the candles and the fire, and bring in the man I have loved and failed to love over the smallest things. I want to kiss him for his constancy, his belief in my goodness, even when it was a scarcity, for his largeness through all my philosophies that at times did not include him. Let me feel the sanity of his strong fingers and giving palms. Stay, and let me die nice, nice and easy.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you want another one?
I sure do.
Born died 95.
How can we get your book?
You can get it from me.
Oh yeah.
I can leave you this one actually.
But I mean, like somebody will see this and
I have a website. Judith Adams CustomPoetry.com. because I write poems for people, for weddings and funerals and
on order.
Things. Yeah, I love that. I really love that.
Take a commission, right?
Yeah, it's really great. Well, it's such an honor. You hear all about their lives, and then you.
So you do a briefing. You kind of do a briefing,
yeah,
right?
You talk to them.
See what they like. It's almost like doing a wedding, and the preacher tells you, ask you what's right for you.
It's so amazing. The poem takes you places you just never thought you'd go. Yeah, it's really great. That's what I like to do best, actually.
Judith Adams, CustomPoetry.com.
Right.
Wow, that's a new one.
Yeah, right. Okay, this is Born Died.
Say again, Born Died?
Born dash died. It's like the hyphen, born hyphen died. In the graveyard, a hyphen symbolizes time between birth and death. A silent symbol reduces life to a curt line on the shores of lichen. Who we are, ignored by a blank hieroglyphic, shorthand for immensity. Convenient for the busy offices of the divine, not interested in our curriculum vitae or appearances on stage, but what we really did for a living.
Wow, that makes you think, like we're treating our life like a dash.
Yeah.
Many times.
Yeah, that's right.
Not only the cemetery does it, but we're doing it.
We're doing it indeed, yeah.
How can I waste this day? Something that could be tomorrow again, and I'll get something done that I need to do.
Right, always thinking
and it goes
ahead.
To the next week.
That's right. Not really living in the minute. Yeah.
We're just dashes.
Yeah, dashes. That's right. That's very good. That's another poem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any custom poems there?
Let's see.
That you might have spilled over into a book?
God, I've got a poem for Jerry. A couple of poems for Jerry in here. Jerry made his own gravestone. So I did a couple of poems for that. And then there's the other one about the hubcaps, Jerry. About getting old. There's that one.
Oh, getting old. Let's do that.
Do you like that one?
I can feel for that one. Maybe
yeah,
that's
right.
for Richard too.
Okay, so these I wrote when I found him in the graveyard measuring his gravestone.
Oh, wow.
And so I wrote this, and then I wrote the next one. Because he wrote there, Jerry and Marilyn.
Oh, you're going to take her with, huh?
Yeah, right.
Hey, I don't know.
Exactly.
About that,
well, that's what the second poem deals with, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Jerry's gravestone. We keep the dead separate. How can it be otherwise? For they hobnob with God in person, under slabs of moss stone in supine conversation. You kneel on the spring grass, assess your compact property, your death cot between strangers, a tape measure dangling off-centre, your face like a boy with a scheme, a boy not afraid of the big bad wolf, at ease with the exciting pulse of the unknowable, say of Voldemort or Aslan. Standing there watching is a novelty. We are used to planning the future. Designing a house or flower beds is a sensuous occupation, an understandable manifestation. But your own headstone, the carving, the quote, shocking. The elusive inevitability, deliciously chilling. It is the final province, along with the only true alumni. People will say to one another, there's no date of the departed. They will think, this man likes to skirt the premises, to rattle the door a bit, to live with the tremor, the paramount visitation of the dreaded terminus. Only when skeletons dance is the party in full swing.
Oh.
And then the other one follows. Gravestone in tandem. You have not finished your gravestone yet. I want to come across it one day on the undisturbed grass, a poetic surprise as I round the bend with the dogs. A carved skeleton and chiselled words of a poem, the joint resting place. And the weather would be significant too. What if every bride and groom undertook the task to find words at the beginning that survived the hand grenades of marriage? What if the blushing bride and nervous groom had worked away for weeks on a death project, an artistic expression of the hyphenated life, a home for lichen, eternal silence, and the use of language sparse? It demands an undisguised journey amid acquisitive romance, the bringing in of a dark stranger with chilling suggestions, a robust embrace, a raw prenuptial that challenges constancy, a wonderfully morbid and charming commitment, and, I am sure, the use of coarse sandpaper is happily discussed.
Thank you, Judith.
Thank you. Good. Well, I hope that comes out all right.
Oh, I bet it will.